Hello guys, welcome back. This is kind of a very late broadcast. I think it's kind of close to midnight in Nigeria right now. I just said I should catch up on some of the news that has happened today and just talk about things happening generally. It's not going to be intense, maybe a little bit of a laid back broadcast, I would say, but it is what it is. Welcome back, everybody. This is your host, Iyanolua IY. Today, again, the 12th of November or possibly the 13th in Nigeria. As of now, I want to start with the good news, and the reason why I want to do that is this: I love when there are good news coming out of Nigeria, or good news being done by Nigerians here, maybe in Nigeria and also abroad in the United States, Canada, and even all over the world, UK also included. Dangote signs a $1 billion deal with Zimbabwe. Emerson Mnangagwa. So again, Dangote, the richest man, signed a landmark agreement on November 12, 2025 with Zimbabwe President Emerson in Harare, right, to invest $1 billion. $1 billion in cement manufacturing, power generation, fertilizer production, petroleum pipelines, and oil refinery. That's great. That's awesome. This reverses 2015. So I think there was an effort in 2015 for him to also do same, but because of the instability under, we know, the ancient Mugabe, Mnangagwa's reform has been actually working and investors' confidence is now high, which is good. So Dangote, getting out of Nigeria and also expanding into Africa, making sure Africa itself can survive. That's just one man. I mean, one man with the backing of course, various head of state in the past, of course, is gonna be able to make it big. But then again, there's also that resolve that comes from Dangote himself. That is not just doing common projects or a one-off small project, but doing massive stuff, turning things around, and which is great. So this is the president of Zimbabwe talking. This looks like, how come this guy looks like Mugabe himself? Like the resemblance, right? I met Nigerian businessman Mr. Aliko Dangote, who is in Zimbabwe to explore investment opportunity. Zimbabwe and the Dangote Group have signed a global agreement focusing on energy, cement, fertilizer, blah 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 blah. And this is him here, okay? Let's see. That's him talking. Let's see.
Some of it in power generation, some of it in pipeline to bring petroleum products. We're in the business of producing oil. We have the largest refinery in
Let me see if I can increase the volume. Oh, this is high already.
Single lane,
okay.
In Nigeria, and we want to bring it to Walrus Bay and then pipe down there. So there are a couple of other investments which we are looking at.
Okay, that's how he speaks. I'm sorry. Too much money. Money talks. But you don't need to shout when you have money. Like, I remembered when Koskari's CEO, I think Maduka, what's his name, was saying that if you're rich, you won't be saying money in the water. If you're rich, you will say money in the water. Because these people move. When they move, billions move, right? Again, I don't think I necessarily agree with what the Koskari's chief said about money in our water, because you have to understand that the guy shouting money in our water, that's the way he gets his money. It's just more like a brand guy, he's a content creator for the most part. So that's how he makes his money. So again, if you're conflicting but this guy is proud, he makes the loudest noise. No, that's how he actually makes his money. Again, he talks softly.
Also, that one is there, yes.
How much are we looking at?
It's a broader investment, really. It's in hundreds of millions of dollars, maybe even up to $1 billion. But we will tell you the amount as we go along.
Yeah, so it's going to be a phased. It's going to be a phased investment as we go along. So it's not going to put it there in a year, but I think it's good. For him to also, at this point, one of the worries that Dangote is going to be having is concentration risk. So I know at some point was trying to actually open family offices in the United States just so that they could advise him look at his risk profile, because of course he's heavily exposed to Nigeria, and that's a really big idiosyncratic risk, meaning that if Nigeria goes down, Dangote is going to be impacted. And I love the fact that he's putting his money where his mouth is. Okay, I mean, we saw him with Reno Amokri also trying to help Nigeria by saying, buy Nigerian product, buy the Naira.
It will be over $1 billion because of the pipeline.
What has changed? You were last in 2015. What significant changes have you seen on the ground?
Well, yeah, there are quite a lot of change between that time when we came and now. Government is solid. There is a lot of transparency. And also, when you look at what His Excellency has actually done in terms of turning the economy around, that really gave us the confidence that, look, this is the right time for us to come and invest. And, it's like somebody, when you pass the exam, people have to give you a good mark. So His Excellency has passed that exam. And,
yeah, again, I mean, we all know how Zimbabwe came to, become one of those, I'll say, using Trump's recent word, disgraced country. But now I think it's getting back on its foot. It's just quite unfortunate that, our story as Africans, again, you could actually say that the West also contributed to that, but we've not really helped ourselves. Blacks against black crime is high at times, xenophobia in South Africa. But again, this is a very good news. And I just felt like, it's not all the time we talk about one person fighting another person. These are good news. This is something great, coming out from this. And that's him again in Zimbabwe. Let me see. And then the stuff has been signed. What else can I say? This is really good. And this is really great. Yeah, welcome to Zimbabwe. What is Nigerian billionaire Liquid Dangote? Okay, well, saying it's taking everything. So that's that about that. Hopefully, hopefully we get more wins like this. Now, what's the impact with Nigeria? It also expands Nigeria's hold and Nigeria's influence in the continent. And that being said, also, whatever is made from there, you have this money repatriated back to Nigeria at times, or even at times you further invest more of the wins also back into Zimbabwe. So I wish them well. And that's that about that. So a lot has also happened. Look at this. This is another good news. Wow. This is another good news, guys. Look at this. Nigeria inflation forecast to drop to 16.84 in October, approaching Tinubu's 15% goal. Remember, it's been a roller coaster since Tinubu became the president, just because he made some decisive action with respect to removing the subsidy. Now, a lot of these things is now coming to fruition. The Nigerian headline inflation is projected to ease to 16.84 in October from 18.02% in September, according to Access Bank Economic Intelligence Unit, driven by stable exchange rate. Now, the APC WhatsApp group is going to be jubilated. At least they have something to celebrate. After all the goes with Trump last week, not really a good one. There's been a split even within the APC guys too, some saying, we support what Trump is doing. Some saying we don't. And the usual culprits are still like, no matter what, we're for Tinubu, which is fine. So now, Tinubu's target of 15% by year end. Wow. If they can actually get to this 15%, that would be good. We see that 7 straight monthly decline from the year 34.6% to 15% target. Now we're at 16.84. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen, and this is the implication. Okay? And again, this is not a financial advice. Let me just put that out there. Let me reduce this song. It's a lot. Now, let me reduce it a little bit more. Okay. Now, this is just what I think would happen. Inflation is really, decreasing in an accelerated fashion, your interest rate will start coming down. This is not a financial advice, but you need to you begin to see interest rate come down. Hopefully, we might not be seeing the 20% interest again on, T-bills and all of those. And then the implication of that is that once interest rate starts coming down, then you're going to be seeing more interest in the Nigerian Stock Exchange. And talking about the Nigerian Stock Exchange, it's been a lot of, noise for the past few days because of, I believe they said investors were trying to take their whatever. And I don't know if this was also part of what was responsible to what happened in the market today. When I was looking at the Nigerian Stock Exchange and looking at what happened in the market today, almost all the banking stocks went up. You can see that almost all the banking, it's been down since Trump started disturbing Mr. President Tinubu. It's been down. Look at it. Bloodbath for the past few weeks. Bloodbath. Look at that. UBA bloodbath. Look at that, from an high of almost 50 to like 30, went as far as 34.3 just yesterday. So today we see the recovery happening. Now we're going to be watching. I don't know what to make of it, but we're going to be watching to see what happens. Again, given that being said, okay, we'll see what happens. But this is good news. Inflation is easing. Now, the question will be, what about the common man? Well, I think over time, all those impacts will start trickling down. This is the spokesman, one of the spokesmen of Tinubu. Inflation declines to 16.84, and just giving you how we fared. Look at it. At the height of that, you had 34.6 November last year, which was expected because subsidy was removed. Foreign exchange was allowed to, find its level. And then you see December, a little bit down. I don't know why this happened. That looks crazy. But again, you see it spiked in January, and then it's been gradually falling. And now it's at 16.84. I expect it to even go further down. Okay, now this is not an advice that it's going to go further down. I'm just saying I expect that because we're coming from an elevated base. But that's that about that. Good news again from the Nigerian front. I just saw that right now. I said I should talk about it. It's not all the time we have to talk about bad stuff. Okay, good things are happening, and it is what it is. Now I expect the usual culprits, the Bayo Onuga of this world, the Boala of this world, the Reno Mockery of this world, right? It doesn't reflect on citizens' living condition. People are more depressed under the incompetent government. I expected this response. Okay? I don't know how to put it because I kind of understand where people are coming from. But again, I don't want to just put it on the neck of the government alone. It depends on where you're looking at. It depends on how you're also applying yourself. At what point does all this start reflecting on the citizens or the citizens' living condition? Number one, when you see, improvement in power generation, when you see improvement in infrastructure, when you see increase in job creation, and I think all these things, given that now the economic fundamentals are actually now coming together, you should start seeing a positive impact in the living conditions of the common man. Number two, once the interest rate starts coming down, this is what I think would happen. Most of the money is coming in right now. They're not actually coming in into productive sector. They're not coming in into manufacturing. Why? Because interest rates are still very high. Interest rates is still very high. So how do you expect, people to invest into heavy manufacturing if you're not like a Dangote? So the people that are investing right now will be those that are giving special waivers, or those that are giving special treatments, or those that are actually applying under certain level of grants and all of those. to be honest with you. Now, how does this then translate to the common man? When when inflation comes down, interest rate follows, it comes down, then the banks can now afford to lend money to people to actually focus on the real developmental sector of the economy. Again, that's too much economic jargons, but I kind of understand why people would say, oh, all of this thing is happening. Nigeria is being given a good ratings now, improvement in the ratings abroad and all of those. Why don't we have it reflecting on people's lives? It's a matter of time. It's difficult to build, okay? It's difficult to build, but it's easy to destroy. Rome wasn't built in a day. When you've had people that has actually taken over power for so long under the military rule, like you've had like country under 60 years of misrule for the most part of the 60 years, it's difficult. It's difficult. But again, it is what it is. So I'm just going to move on. Who created inflation? Who created inflation? How can these charlatans in APC create inflation with bad economic policies, turn around after some years to tell us inflation is coming down? Most people don't know what they talk about online, okay? Yeah, most people don't. But I'll leave it at that. I don't want to go, all in on this one. It is what it is. Yeah, Minister WIKE is still trending, and I did talk about that. Oh my God, Peter Obi is wading into this issue again. My God. There's freedom of expression in Nigeria, okay? There's freedom of expression. So if he wants to wade in, he should wade in. But again, I feel, this is his handle. This is not a parody account, right? Yeah, 5.4 million followers. This is his handle, right? WIKE versus naval officer. To be frank with you, I don't think this is a well-deserved use of Peter Obi's time. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. And again, this is what he has to say. The recent needless altercation between the FCT minister and the naval officer are yet another unfortunate reflection of the growing institutional disorder in our country. What should ordinarily be a routine civic encounter has once again become a national embarrassment. A typical example coming out of a disgraced... Wow. I can't wait to read the comments, bro. I just can't wait to see how people reflect to these. Why is Peter Obi echoing Trump's word? Fine, maybe Trump should have actually intervened because they've left people in the north to suffer under the terrorism crisis. Why would they use this grace country? Even though we know that we have problems. Why would you echo Trump's talking point? You could have said another thing, maybe country. I'm just saying, maybe you should have used another word. But you shouldn't give, I would say you could have still condemned whatever happened, but why would you say Nigeria is a disgraced country in quotes? First of all, when I saw that I responded, I felt like, no way. This was just two guys, a banter and all that. And I've come out to say that, you know what? A lot of people don't want to follow the Constitution or consider authority. But again, whatever happened, they could have settled it outside of, the old back and forth. But that's not the issue. The issue is that Peter Obi just suffered a catastrophic loss in the last election, and we went through that this morning. So why would they use the word disgraced country? But again, I digress. Beyond the personalities involved, this incident raises fundamental questions that demand honest reflection. Should the military be used for purely civil operations? Good question. If proper protocols were in place, should a minister's intervention in such a matter be in such an indecorous manner? Bro, I said this morning down, If he sounds like a thug, if he behaves like a thug, he is a thug. And that's WIKE for you, bro. WIKE is a street guy. Again, that's my own, that's my own thug. Like, if he sounds like a thug, he behaves like a thug, he is a thug. Shouldn't there be clear boundaries between administrative authorities and the duties of security agencies? What does this say about our respect for institutions and the separation of powers? Why are our men and women in uniform so often drawn into civilian disputes? Why has the culture of due process and civility given way to public spectacle and confrontation? If our institutions worked as they should, would Templar flare in such situation that should be handled by clear procedures and hierarchy? Above all, what example do incidents like this set for a younger generation? Oh my God. Younger generation about leadership, discipline, and the rule of law. Bro, just the speech fact here. I mean, I don't really disagree with all what you said. I'm just saying. Maybe because it trended, so it felt like, I'm Peter Obi, and I'm your Messiah come 2027. People will say I'm biased, right? I don't know. People will say I'm biased right now. But let's continue. These are not just questions about one incident. They go to the very heart of how our nation is governed. When public officials act beyond institutional norms. So now I don't know which one. Is it the soldier, the naval officer, or are we talking about, what's it called again? WIKE here. Because they are both public officials, really. And when security agencies are used in ways that blur their professional boundaries, we weaken both governance and public trust. Or is it talking about the policemen that WIKE just, brought into the fore and started fighting with a naval officer? We must learn from this episode. It's time to rebuild a nation where institutions are stronger than individuals. One of the institutions, okay, though not governmental, is political party. I would say that the political party in Nigeria, based on the way it operates, except we change the constitution, political party in Nigeria is one of the powerful vehicle if you want to bring a change to this country. And wait for it, this is where I'm going. How was Peter Obi fared in building that institution? Ditto the Labour Party. How has he fared? Because I don't think he's fared very well in building that. Where public office is exercised with humility and restraint, and where the dignity of our own uniformed officers and the rights of every citizen are upheld. A country that aspires to greatness and feels insulted when referred to as a disgraced nation, again, must replace the culture of impunity with the discipline of law, order, and respect for due process. Okay, repeatedly, I've maintained that to occupy an office and to be referred to as His Excellency, distinguished or honorable, now we're expanding the word there, how we get to such an office and our character and behavior while holding it or out of it should reflect such exemplary title in all ramification. A new Nigeria is possible. I mean, it's fine. Okay, I've been expecting you to see the first comment. I've been expecting you to jump on it. Learn how to, no, that's not nice. That's not nice. Learn how to shut up at times. No, not be everything you're going to put mouth. But if the iPod matter now, you go become dumb. And these people are not taking it. Well said. Okay, another one said, the country you want to rule is what you are calling a disgraced country. Exactly. I mean, I can maybe call it that way. Even though I won't. I would never call Nigeria. I would just call it a country with its own challenges. Okay? And we all know Nigeria has challenges in so many ways. But I wouldn't echo what a white man, even though I like the way Trump is beaming the light on that and just hoping that, things can get resolved and we can solve the security issue in Nigeria once and for all. But I wouldn't echo Trump's word, even though I know that from what he sees at times, maybe he feels like he wants to call it that way. That's his problem. But I would not ever refer to Nigeria as a disgraced country. I would just call it a country with its own challenge. And hoping that the politicians are taking into account, which word do I want to use now? and hoping that the corrupt politicians are dealt with decisively. But I won't call it a disgraced country. We'll soon reach your turn. Then we'll go see waiting you go yarn. Okay. I will be disappointed if you didn't put your mouth in this matter. That's what it means to be a whaler in chief of Nigeria. You just know that you've been rendered useless politically away. This is not nice. This is not nice. Okay, let me see this guy. I mean, he's wearing glasses, so maybe he has something good to say. But it's a long stop. I'm not going to read that. Your tendency to comment on every civic altercation, no matter how trivial, while remaining conspicuously silent on grave matter like IPOB, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like there's a better thing to do. Now, Nigerians, they don't allow any crisis to go to waste. Nigerians will never allow one crisis to go to waste. Now we got different mimic stuff, different memes coming out of this. Let's listen to this one.
Was acquired legally.
Because I carry neglect. Will you stop that?
I'm an integrity officer.
Will you stop that?
Sir, you cannot shut me up.
Get away!
How many minutes did it take these guys to get together to do this?
Shut that!
Who
does that?
You cannot shut me
Will you
up.
stop that?
You cannot shut me up. I'm an integrity.
Get away! I was in school when you
I am
left
acting
school.
on orders, sir.
You haven't shut that.
Sir, you cannot
You are a
shut me
big
up.
fool.
Sir, I'm not a
You are a
fool.
fool.
I am not a
Shut up,
fool.
will you stop?
I am not a
You are a
fool.
big fool.
I am not a fool.
You are coming close to
I
me.
am not a fool.
Because I'm an old man. I'll just come out here and like idiot.
Oh my God. And then he went. Oh my God. This is quite interesting.
Will you stop that?
I'm an officer. I have integrity.
So this is a replay.
I will not shut up.
Will you get out?
Sir, I won't shut up. Sir,
I was in school. You're not in school.
Sir, you can't.
In fact, the funny thing was the guy saying he was in school before the guy was born, or when he was still playing with toys.
Will you keep quiet? You're a big fool.
I'm not
You are a big fool.
I'm not a fool,
You think
sir.
I shoot anybody like that?
Sir, I'm not
You are
a
a big
fool.
fool. Who are you?
I am not a fool, sir.
As at the time I graduated, you were in primary school.
WIKE went to school.
Acting on orders.
Take for which order?
Call me a fool.
You see what else you love me here.
Sir,
It
that's
doesn't
all that
matter.
matters. I'm an officer. I take to orders.
So what? You're harder who than me.
Sir, I'm an officer. I take to orders.
To order that you take in the
Okay,
camera.
Star General.
Okay.
You can't say no. That means
You
I'm
can
not
never
an officer.
develop this property. I will not allow it.
No problem, sir.
You
I'm
are
only acting on my
if
orders.
you want to
as
kill
an
everybody,
officer.
kill everybody.
We will not kill
You
anybody,
cannot.
sir. We will not. We will not kill anybody, sir.
You cannot shut me up. You cannot shut me up. You are my senior. You cannot even talk when I'm talking.
Yeah, I mean, the guy also like did some, showing of strength and all that, naval officer, blah, blah, blah. It is what it is.
I'll be talking and policemen will be talking.
Oh, I didn't even know. I've been talking about policemen. So he felt policeman is below. Policeman is below. No. You can't say policeman is below you. Okay. There are just two different area of responsibility and function. So he himself was kind of, who the hell tells him that the military is above the police? These are two different forces. There's a statute that actually works for the military. There's a statute that works for the police. They're two different things. The police is not under the military in any way, form. The only thing is just that they do coup. And when they do coup, they're above every other person, including the politician, including whoever. But we're not sorry in a military system of government right now. We're not under any dictatorship. The last time I checked, that was in 1999. After your guys in the military for decades destroyed the country for the most part, and we're still suffering for the impact of all of those, we're no longer in a military system of government. So you should be in the barracks. If you're not in the barracks, then you should be in Sambisa or all those other places. And for those that are there, I appreciate their service. Because those are the ones, doing that. Again, I learned that he was a former chief of naval staff or something that actually sent him there. Those guys I don't even know if they saw war, but it is what it is. Hello, Chief of Defense Staff. Your boys are stopping me from accessing the land in my own FCT. See, sorry about that, Honorable Mr. Please forgive one of my boys on the phone. Yeah, take the phone. Your boss wants to speak to you, my friend. Take. Hello, sir. He took an out of the pocket and the man himself and greeted properly. See, Yarima, I don't have the time and strength to talk too much. Don't allow that man enter that premise. If you do, consider your job go. Yarima, Roger that, sir. You have spoken with the CDS. Now get out of my way. Nigeria, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Yeah, I see how people are ailing the young guy. That guy shouldn't have been there in the first place. Okay? That guy shouldn't have been there in the first place. But it is what it is. Again, enemies of the government, right? They got their own moment. That's that about that. There were some things I wanted to talk about this morning. And let's look at this. Oh, Governor Charles Soludo, re-elected in ANAMBRA, launches criticism of Peter Obi.
And but to some others who put in everything that they had in the process to unseat Soludo, and they crisscrossed. One of them, for example, who put in everything, organized, had his photo, even though it wasn't on the ballot, had his picture on the billboards all over the state. Just the same way, the late Demon Nwoko raised his hand and asked the ANAMBRA to vote. He thought that he would also come and raise somebody's hand and to unseat Soludo. You could touch the bitterness, you could touch. He came, organized rallies, marched through streets, went on community tours. I even saw the video where he was pleading with his own community not to let him down at the election. And the election came. He saw something that he never ever imagined in his life. But somebody who can't imagine it sits down sulking after failing absently. And so, but I can understand.
This guy is high. He's really high. Like, anyway, he's there. You don't touch Peter Obi like that, too. I don't. Why are you touching him like that now? What was that?
If you finish pleading with your community not to let you down, we allowed and then we felt in sympathy with him. We even ignored his polling units, at least let him, while we focused on the wars. Now, Apuga, we won all the 4 wars and that is community, all of them clear. Left him, we thought we didn't contest for his polling unit. We thought he can at least take his polling unit. But lo and behold, ABC defeated him in his polling.
This guy is not well. Like, look at the narration. Look at the whole story. Oh, we left his polling unit for him. Like, if you can salvage your political career, okay, just win that your polling unit, okay? Just win that your polling unit. The guy said, even his polling unit, APC came from nowhere and stole it. Maybe bought the votes. And I know that APC would have actually targeted that. I mean, let's be sincere. They just want to ridicule the guy. Maybe they paid money, they gave money and all that. It's possible. With the vote buying that happened, they just said, where is Peter Obi's polling unit? Baba. That's why you have to be in charge of your political future in that country. If you are serious, that's where it starts. Else you become another Showore in the whole whole algorithm.
When Apuga took the entire other wards. So I can understand it. I can understand why, if you are a serial loser.
What? Called him a serial loser, bro. That's not fair. No. I mean, give him some. Like, the guy came third and had like almost 6 million plus votes in 2023. Show some respect, bro.
And you see somebody else ascending. You sought to stop us, you couldn't. In 4 years, what we have spent in 4 years is less than what he spent in 1 year in dollar terms. But in terms of the record, the people spoke. The people,
what does it mean?
From his polling unit to his ward, to his community, to ANAMBRA, all over, 21 over 21 local governments, and so on and so forth. So I can understand if somebody is feeling that frustration, why that it might be getting to his head a little bit. Maybe.
You know, the problem is that the obedience have been coming for this guy too, like since day one. They've not spared this guy too. So maybe it is what it is.
And so you now see him talking. Blah, 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 blah. Somebody showed me what he was saying on the about the election and that kind of thing. Then I laughed and I said to somebody, I think something is beginning. I'm going to call a meeting of committee of friends so that we can get to him to advise him, my brother. Or at least we can take him to Fun City so that he can relax. Otherwise, when you now get on, we try to coach him to play in League One after I had finished playing the World Cup. You know, we coached him to play in League One, but he just left League One, injured player, strength.
I'm just so happy. You know one thing I'm happy for Anambra for? Hopefully Rivers State will get to this level. Anambra used to be one of the hot spots when it comes to election in Nigeria. Anambra then, even Soludo couldn't stand that heat then. When he was fighting with all those bad guys then. Thank God at least now there's at least it's just vote buying. No machine gun and all that. We've come a long way, to be honest with you. Hopefully we solve the vote buying issue, but the reason LP lost was not because of vote buying. 10,000 to 422,000, that's not vote buying. The gap is just, it accounts for incompetence, it accounts for delusion, it accounts for not even putting your house in order, it accounts for not knowing even what you're doing. It accounts for you not being able to solve the LP internal battles.
Confused and with no club.
Oh, there you go.
With no club. Now, in the fullness of time, when the time comes, because I saw a remark somebody was making about education. Say your education. The fullness of time will get the record out of how somebody deliberately and intentionally destroyed the public education system in Anambra.
What?
And
now he's trying to say that Peter Obi destroyed the education system in Anambra. I don't know. I thought they said he was the one that built out the best educational stuff in Anambra when he was governor. I mean, guys, we need to look into that. Because there are certain theories. Reno Mokri has been pushing some theories, in the past, that there were a lot of miracle centers. But again, I digress.
So if you are getting frustrated that somebody is doing what you couldn't even think about, don't vent it on the people. Just go home, get a life. Because idleness and serial losses can get into somebody's head.
What? That was not good, man. Why are you dunking on the guy like that? You won. And when you win an election, you should be magnanimous enough to bring other people together. I wasn't expecting this kind of a speech from someone that has won the re-election by a huge margin. You should be extending an olive branch to the Obidient, to LP, I know you've extended an olive branch to APC. I understand. You even prop them up here that they want Peter Obi's word, polling unit. But you shouldn't. This wasn't nice. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't do that. But maybe if Obidient have actually insulted me, have treated me badly, maybe some bad side of me would try to do that. I'm just saying. But this wasn't fun. This wasn't nice at all. He saw this as, see how he's gleeful. See the glee in his face. See the glee in his face, like, man, finally I put Peter Obi in his face.
So we're advising him to just get a life.
Bro, that wasn't nice. I'm talking about people dunking on Peter Obi. There's another culprit. Here's another culprit. Wait for it.
So they are all here.
Look at him.
Where are they? I can't see the two former vice presidents, and the former president and the former vice president. I can't see him. I can't see them. I can't see my former colleague Peter Obi. So how do we fight for? How do we fight for?
Sorry, I'm trying to see if I can increase
the reform we're asking for.
So he's talking about election reforms. I don't know where
Will
this
it be
happened.
easy if
Let me see.
everybody is not participating? I have spoken before. I spoke yesterday on this issue. I don't know what new thing I will add. The only thing I will add to this will be that you are the citizens. Citizens' participation will stop those who don't want reform. Will government give you reform? No. Government will give you reform. Don't wait for NLC. There's no NLC. I hear their members are somewhere here. There is no ASU. There is no NAS. I was a student leader for the 1980s. In the 1980s, there is no student action without NLC. There is no student action without ASU. We usually meet either in Benin, Kano, Kaduna, River State. We go around.
Okay.
Now, if you call NLC for any action, that's when they will know that from north or from south or from east or from west. It's not going to be easy. And please stop electing people and going to complain after. If you want to elect people you can hold accountable for. The problem with Nigeria
This is getting boring. This guy comes out and he has this bizarre complex. I mean, this guy has been a governor. Was a governor before WIKE, took him out. Was a governor. Was a president for 8 years under Buhari. And then he comes out today to tell us how we can make Nigeria better. He was a minister under Buhari for 8 years. He was a governor for years. He was in charge of, I think it was Minister of Transport, right? Under Buhari. Most of what they are doing right now, renovating the airports and all that, I'm not so sure of what he did, like remarkable project that you can say that this is it. Even as bad as Jonathan was during his own tenure, there were one or two ministers that you could say like additional, like in Agric, right? He did a lot of good things in Agric, and that was what helped him bolster his career. Now he's in charge of, I think, AFDB or so. But this guy comes out and starts saying the citizens are not ready, the citizens are not prepared, the citizens, this and that, we can change the whole country. You were there. You've been in the political story of Nigeria for the past nothing less than at least minimum 16 years. 16 years. But now wants to tell us how to make Nigeria good? Really?
Accountability. Somebody can come here and shoot you and nothing will happen.
And I want to talk about how he talks. He talks in a very careless manner. When it comes to, like, it was in a X space that was conducted for him to come and talk, and they told him that what is he going to do? And he started, just busy around with it. Asked him about economics, basic economics. What are you going to do with respect to inflation, with respect to currency losing its value? And then he said he doesn't have a clue. That he's going to just talk to his economic advisors. That doesn't have any, know what to do.
Absolutely nothing will happen. The person who will be behind it, they will know the person, and nothing will happen.
Okay.
It's not the country, it's not that we lack law. What we lack is the rule of law. There are laws, National Assembly, State Assemblies, everybody's passed laws here and there, but nothing is happening. So, I will repeat exactly what I said yesterday. If you are waiting for government to make any reform, you are wasting your...
So what's the solution?
Before election, there must be resistance to those who don't want proper election. If you do it after election, you're also wasting your time.
Okay.
We must agree as a people that we must resist just very few Nigerians who are just enriching themselves. They are politicians, they are contractors.
What this guy does not know is that if we today as Nigerians decide that we want to resist all Nigeria, it will also be on the chopping block. It will be on the chopping block. It's clear. Because you're not different from the group that actually has been in charge for as long as Nigeria has been suffering.
You can't be a politician and a contractor. You have to choose one.
Okay.
You can't be the two. So I said I was I said Nigerians are hungry. If they are not hungry, I'm hungry. Some people are abusing me. Look at this man. You have been in office for how many years? He says Speaker, Minister, Governor. Okay, they expect me to go and steal. No problem. That's not an issue. But whether I'm hungry or not, are Nigerians not hungry? So why are those few people who are supporting those the government saying they are not hungry? They are not hungry because they are joining in the stealing. The stealing is beyond what we fought for.
If you're talking about stealing, guys, the stealing under Buhari was done with high impunity. The stealing under Buhari was done with high impunity. If you're talking about stealing, you don't even have the right to talk about stealing because when you were in government, just one guy, and that shows the all man, just one guy, and they've not even gone in to see what all that happened. Emefiele, 700 houses in Abuja, just one guy, a public servant. You want to talk about stealing? Who's going to account for all the trillions of dollars lost vis-a-vis petroleum subsidy scam? Trillion of naira, not dollars, please.
So if you continue the way we are going, in the next 3-4 years, we'll gather here again. I gave an example in the last yesterday's session. I said when we were in government, Buhari swore that he will, one legacy he will leave behind is electoral reform, that he will ensure that his government will make sure that votes counted. When the National Assembly brought the bill, some politicians went to him, pushed him beyond his beyond measure, not to sign that law. And he did not sign the law. So there were no electoral reforms. Today, those politicians are on the other side. They are not asking for electoral reform. So the same thing, if tomorrow President Tinubu and his people are defeated in election in 2027 by the action of the citizens, citizens come out and hold them responsible the way they were held in Lagos. After, when the new government is sworn in, they will go across.
Okay.
And they'll be shouting for what? Electoral reform. So most Nigerians.
This is getting boring, bro. Let me just fast forward. It's getting boring for me.
But if you're not in government, you're not supporting government, they will catch you for shopping previously. And that you must vomit it. Unless you say, I support you, it's okay, you can keep what you have stolen.
Yeah, so, again, that's a valid point. Ditto why you have a lot of all these guys that used to be in PDP now in APC. Because they are as corrupt as it comes. Your current Senate president right now used to be in PDP. What happened? What happened within all that arrangement that made him to move to APC?
Citizens' action is necessary. Don't wait for those people who say they are wanting. I've said about NLC, I've talked about ASU, I've talked about NAS. They are no longer in existence. They now carry talks. Didn't you watch NAS election?
Okay.
They had talks. They had vehicles.
See, Nance has been carrying talk from inception. If you know Nance election in Nigeria, they've been carrying talk. So let's not just, but again, what are the things that you want the citizens to do? Like, where's the framework? You're saying citizens should arise. Citizens should arise. We've not accounted for the numbers of innocent individuals that were killed at the Lekki toll gate. We've not. We've not accounted for those that lost their lives. Nobody's in jail for that. The activists that led them to Lekki toll gate, some of them are outside of the country now. They're getting accolades. They're giving press conferences. Okay? So I can't want to deceive ourselves. You want the citizens so that you can use them again to actually get to what you want, to destabilize the whole system. And then before we know it, you're out of the country. No, that wouldn't happen. You want the citizens, when you were there, you were not bothered about the citizens revolting. That's why the fact that your principal Buhari went 3 months before he left power, seized Naira notes. And we saw the chaos, right? You saw the chaos. So now he wants everybody to arise. Okay.
The government now appoints leaders of those institutions, who will be an LC president, who will be MDA president, who will be ASU president. It's not government that does it. Even me, as chairman of Governors Forum, when the president tried to intervene, we resisted it. We didn't allow him. But I now hear that the chairman of Governors Forum was appointed by the president. So what will governors say? I wish you luck. I thank you for gathering, but the outcome of this discussion will not cause electoral reform. What will cause electoral reform is not only that you should vote, is that you go against those who will stop you from your result being announced. It happened in Lagos. So when you say the president is invisible, he is not invisible. I've worked with him, I know him.
Okay.
When you say the results are already written, they are helping to fuel that conversation so that it won't come out.
So given that this guy has been a governor before, he's been a minister before, he still goes ahead dropping propaganda. Okay? Dropping propaganda, because if you look at the 2023 elections, people won where they were strong. And how do you explain the 95% in the Southeast that went directly to Peter Obi if the old system was rigged? Again, I'm not saying that the election was 100% free and fair, but I'm saying when Peter Obi went to court, it never, in one of his points, one of the lawsuits, never said the election was rigged. It never said there was irregularities that was substantial enough to have made him number one instead of the number 3 that he was. Leave the noise, focus on the signal. Understand how things work. But again, I mean, it might just be me, and I don't have all the answers to. Peter Obi went to court. He never said he won that election. He never even told the lawyers, the court, the tribunal stuff, that he won. And he never even said, oh, declare me winner because I won. No. This was what he said. Number 1, Tinubu is a drug dealer. Number 2, Shettima should not have been his VP. Number 3, and there was some irregularities with respect to loading and stuff. Number 4, there was nothing there that actually said that there was a mass irregularities in the elections. Maybe he couldn't prove it. Maybe they felt it wasn't going to sell, but that's what he said. And then for almost 2 years, he started saying they won't call him my president, was calling him Bola Tinubu, Bola Tinubu. Then after the 3rd year, after the 1st year, was calling him Bola Tinubu. Then 2nd year, started saying my president. Like, people are just not serious.
You get the point. If you come out en masse, nobody will write any results. Nobody will take away the result sheet. Because anybody who takes away the result sheet is probably going to cause confusion for himself. God bless all of you.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I think I agree. Whatever you can do to stop election fraud, you can do it. But at the same time also, the political parties need to be structurally well structured or well set up, such that they will prevent. The job of INEC is to conduct election and to safeguard elections. The job of the political parties is to organize to ensure that the vote of everybody voting for them counts. So your level of organization needs to come from the polling units. But again, anyway, it is what it is. I'm going to move on. And while you're still here, I would love if you can subscribe to help us. We're trying to build this channel. I've been trying to come up, every day to just talk. And again, I mean, you may not like what I say at times, but again, it is what it is. It's just, I want to make it more of a relaxing, session. But at the same time, at times it's just tensed here, but it is what it is. But if you could help me like and subscribe and also, put in 1 or 2 comments, that would be good. That's that about that. Tinubu has spoken with respect to the Nigerian military, and I want to listen to that. Let's see what he has to say.
It's the 21st edition of the Annual Editors Conference, organized by the Nigerian Guild of Editors. This is the first time a seasoned president will be attending the conference. And this year, The focus is on the role of editors in democratic governance and national cohesion. The conference also attracts state governors, members of the Federal Executive Council, aides of the President, heads of federal agencies, leaders of media organizations, including top managers, and examine issues of governance as well as national. The keynote speaker of the conference is Governor Hope Uzodimma of Imo State. He examines the strategic role of editors in promoting electoral integrity.
Knowing you, editors and gatekeepers.
On his part, President Bola Tinubu urged the editors to discharge their responsibilities with national interest above personal interests.
As editors and managers of the national information space.
Again, I don't know. Anytime I see the president talk and I see a military man behind him, it always gives me chill. Why must a military person be standing behind the president every time he has something to say? Is the president of the what? Of Nigeria is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. So if you actually want to say, oh, fine, he's commander-in-chief of the armed forces, then let's have the policemen, let's have the military, let's have Navy, let's have Air Force, let all of them stand behind him. 1999, we decided that, okay, fine, we're going the democracy route. Why should a police, a soldier or whatever, or Air Force or military or whatever stand behind the president? This is a democracy. So that's why you can't blame them when they stand in front of Abuja trying to tell WIKE you cannot enter here. You don't need a soldier stand. I don't even like people standing behind me when I'm talking. Anyways.
You shape narratives. You influence public understanding. You decide what becomes national focus and how our collective challenges are interpreted. The weight of that responsibility is extremely significant. It must be exercised with wisdom, fairness, and a strong sense of national duty.
He reaffirms his commitments to the development of Nigeria.
Yes, we are challenged by terrorism, banditry, and others. We recognize that. Are we doing something about it? Are we inspiring the armed forces? Are we encouraging them to fight? They put their lives on the line to defend the national sovereignty of this country. It is our responsibility.
The highlight of the event is the presentation of plaques to the Minister of Information, Governor Hope Uzodimma, and President Bola Tinubu in recognition of their support to the Nigerian Guild of Editors. Daily Omoyeni, Channels Television News.
Okay, yeah, so that's it. Nothing much. Yeah, it's just saying, yeah, Nigeria, we have our challenges. Okay, yeah, we do. But it is what it is. Talking about Nigeria and its challenges, I know, I've been a little bit critical of what Pastor Femi Lazarus, apostle, okay, he's an apostle. I think right now, Nigeria has moved from, we used to have that bishop, reverend, they had pastors, then we had GOs. Some were GOs, some were general superintendent. Now I think we're in the era of apostles. So apostle, Osai, apostle this, apostle that, which is fine. As long as you're doing your work for Christ, that's what is most important. So there is an apostle, so there is a reaction to what Apostle Femi Lazarus said. I don't even know what it takes for it to be.
Recently there's been clamoring, because I spoke about this last week, but I was wrong. So I want to put it in the best perspective. There's been clamoring by America that they are killing Christians in Nigeria. Okay, it is not innocent. It is not innocent. When Goodluck Jonathan was in power, Nigeria needed to buy certain things to use in fighting that battle. The one who blocked us was America. We got machineries from a country, I don't want to mention that country, that was busy.
Brethren, still on this matter of insecurity in Nigeria, It is so funny. It looks like a huge joke what you hear some pastors say. Pastor just came out recently and accused Trump of coming to steal our resources.
Yep.
That was a huge joke. Now, this
things in Nigeria. Okay, it is not innocent. It is not innocent. When Goodluck Jonathan was in power, Nigeria needed to buy certain things to use in fighting that battle. The one who blocked us was America. We got machineries from a country, I don't want to mention that country, that was busy and they were having victories in Sambisa, other places. The one who asked them to be sacked later was America. They are showing interest because they know that will divide the country. Then they can come in. Anywhere they step, bonds. We have our
as if the North has not been burning. As if the North has not been burning. I mean, it's quite disingenuous for him to just gloss it over that it has to do with gold and silver.
It's not a problem, but we should. Hey, you know, it is difficult to talk to Nigerians. And if there's any country that is richer than, in terms of mineral resources, than any country in Africa, it is Venezuela. Anywhere there is wealth, bonds. Be careful. Be careful so that less they seem to be bringing help, but the idea is to penetrate and keep you bounded. There are countries that once they complain about your country, you are doing something right. We need people who are informed.
Wow, that's rich. That's rich coming from him. We need people who are informed. And just put out some litany of stuff. And there were a lot of things that he said also that I feel that he wasn't really informed in some of those his dissertation or some of his assertions. That assertion is the right word.
See, starve your distraction.
Into this. Okay. Before the outburst from the United States of America with regards to what is happening in Nigeria, let's ask ourselves this question. In what way has the gold in Zamfara benefited us as citizens?
God bless this man. God bless this man. Like, I'm like, again, I'm not saying that carry all your... It's not even gotten to that. America will just come and carry all the gold or carry all the rare earth minerals. Hello? It doesn't work that way. It's not straight line. If they want it, they're going to take it without even coming in, without invading. Okay? Let's just, if America needs your stuff today, they're going to take it without even invading. Oh, what about the military? Anyways.
The natural resources that have been mined by China and other foreign countries, they come there, they sponsor militant attack, helicopter. Zamfara does not have airport, but they receive constant supply of ammunition through helicopters.
Yeah.
Now the problem is that many Christians and sadly many leaders, many Christian leaders are very gullible. You see, and one of the most painful things is that you see this tribalism we talk about, you still find it in the church. You still find the put.
Okay. I don't want to go into the tribal whatever thing, but let me listen to what he has
in the church.
Okay.
Now, I looked at the Constitution of Nigeria. Are you aware that Nigeria is constitutionally an Islamic state?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Let me prove that to you.
Oh, I didn't know that one. I didn't know that one. No, Nigeria is not an Islamic state. But let's listen.
There are 73 mentions of Sharia in our constitution. 28 mentions of Islam. 54 mention of Grand Qadi, 10 mentions of Muslim, 0 mention of church, 0 mention of Jesus, 0 mention of Christianity. It means the day the constitution was articulated, was written, was compiled, the Islamic priests have their representatives, Even as a mosque, Grand Cadi has his representative to make sure that Grand Cadi entered. The pastors, the Christians that were there had pastors. All they wanted, all they went there for was the allowance that will be given to them at the end of the course.
Well, that's quite. I didn't even know that. I have to. I don't know. I have to deep dive into that one. I'm gonna ask Grok and all of that. But again, I'm gonna move on. This number one, the audio there was quite terrible. And I don't like that. Just in another news, people are actually bashing Peter Obi for calling Nigeria a disgraced country in quotes. Wow. People are not. Wow. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna move on. There's an update to the saga between what's it called again? An update to the saga between. No, okay, let me look at it.
Guys,
let's look at this one. NED jokes on NED. Jokes on NED for thinking people would hate me. Actress Regina Daniel addresses a fan as she appreciates those who stood by her. Yeah, people have been standing by her. But again, I don't know if coming on social media or putting up a ring light or talking into the camera would help solve this issue. Let's go.
Guys, do you know it's really such a big deal to be loved by a lot of people?
Okay.
Wait, can I brag on that? Can I actually brag that I'm loved by so many people? Type shit,
right?
Like
Type shit. Like the problem I'm having is this, that these guys have decided that, you know what, the best way to solve all this issue is just to be online every day, constantly on the internet, which I don't think is helping anything. Because the kids will grow up. Okay, the kids will grow up. They themselves, and then people will be like, oh, why are you saying she should not express herself? She can always express herself. It doesn't need to be on the internet. There are people that I believe, even though NED NWOKO is estranged from his brothers and all that, there are people that I believe that NED NWOKO will still listen to. You need to find those kind of people. If you don't know and you're married to him, then there's a problem. There will be at least one person that NED can listen to. But when you bring it on social media, maybe that one person that NED can listen to will also see you on social media. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Know who to start thanking, where to start. Like, see, guys, see, the kind of love way I actually don't receive this period makes me emotional. But I feel good.
Okay.
I feel good. I feel good. Jokes on you, Ned.
I mean, this looks so cringe in my own opinion. It looks so cringe, right? Like, but again, I mean, it is what it is.
Because you thought people would hate me. I bet if you people see this video, you people say this guy is very unserious, but I'm actually very unserious. Type shit.
Type shit. Yeah, she is. She's an unserious person.
I'm actually very serious. Because I have my mothers, my fathers, my uncles, my brothers, my sisters, my friends, my fans, my online aunties and online daddies and everybody doing the fights for me and why I'm, type shit. Type shit, and my brother is out, so one battle down. Oh my god. See, all of you mocked me on this internet too, but the mockery actually gave me courage to stand, because I don't like to be mocked and I actually don't like to be pitied. I don't know even why don't I like to be pitied. So you guys made me so emotional, I swear, because truthfully I want help. I need help. But I've raised myself so much in this society that it feels illegal to ask for help. It feels illegal to be in need of so many people, knowing fully well that not all eyes that looks at you with good intentions. Like, it's not. But at this world today, We go rugged. Like, I'm so happy. I am so happy. Shit. My sister say Obiakwa. I don't biakwa. Type shit. Thank you guys. Like, oh, I want to mention so many names.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, it is what it is. I don't even know what to say.
But I can't even begin to be mentioning the...
Because it's more like vote of thanks, right? His brother was released, I think that was yesterday or a day before yesterday. I mean, either one of those. And yeah, so now at least she's got some good news and she's happy about that. With respect to Ned, what happens? There was a video of Ned playing with the kids, playing some games with the kids and having some fun activities with the kids in his compound and all that. There are different sides to the whole story, but again, what I maintain is that family issues is family issues. They should sort themselves out in their family and not bug the internet. But if they're not on the internet, how do we get content, right? There's a content season, episodes upon episode, season upon season. Here we are again.
Names like that in this disrespectful manner. Like, guys, my mothers, my mama, my mom, my God on earth, God bless you. My father, God bless you. Mom.
Okay, since she mentioned the father, I thought in all of this debacle, the only person that I can stand with is the father. Even with all these problems that they brought themselves into, the father still busting his, off for the family. Despite the fact that she went against the father's advice and father's counsel to go with that man, Ned. Unfortunately, the father is pained. Because from what I heard, Ned didn't pay the bride price because he wasn't going to have anything. The father is older than Ned. Sorry, Ned is older than the father. And that's the real type shit.
Me, if I don't add Mama Messi, nobody will know, but I cannot be calling you Mama Messi. Mommy, I love you and you love me too. Type shit. Auntie Doris. I cannot start listing names.
At times it's very difficult to even tell the difference between parody and the whole thing. It's just crazy.
I'm so emotional.
Like, you would think this is we've not seen Nollywood stuff that is close to what is happening with this lady right now. And also the same thing with Pella and Jarvis. I don't even know where those ones are right now in their own situationship, right? I don't know.
But I'm so happy, so I cannot cry. Like, my heart is happy. I'm happy. This my star, they bully me for this place. I think that.
Anyways, I wish her well. What are people saying? Not that it really matters or changes anything, but again, I can never support an APC politician on what Billionaire said. It on my food. He should come and explain where he got his billions for. People went after this guy, telling him that he doesn't know what he's talking about. He was rich before he entered into politics. It is what it is. Majority of the concerns are not love. Many spoke up because it was an act of bullying, intimidation, suppression, and oppression from Ned against your family. Personally, I spoke up because it was an act of injustice. But yeah, and here comes the ticker. That said, I have to face it. You have made a wrong decision. Bro, you have accepted to marry your grandpa. What? I mean, a mama should seize her phone for a while. I agree with this one. Okay? If you ease and close after one sex of the video, let's gather here type shit. Despite being a mother to two sons, she's still not matured. I can still see some sense of immaturity in her. Well, again, that's his own opinion. Oh my God, do something else with your life now. Enough of this net talk and that bad word there. We live in an environment where women are never guilty, no matter how they end up, even if it's obvious what the woman is doing is wrong. Most people you think love, you don't. They even wish that they were in your poison. I don't know what this one is talking about. Again, it is what it is. I want to talk about something again, quite interesting. So this guy, let me actually move this here because there's a lot to talk about here before I move on to other stuff. I don't know if you guys remember this guy, Tunde Onakoya. So this guy is the chess and the slum lord? That's his name. Yeah, friends, I'm back on Twitter X. Thanks for everyone who checked in and sent kind words when I was away. There are indeed things we can only see and feel when we slow down. I feel incredible to share a few reflection on some of the things I've been up to lately. Okay, so he's back. Where did he go? That's a good question. He was bullied. He was bullied by the Obidient. They went after him. They went after him. They went after everything that he stood for. Just because he dared enough to take a picture with the president of the country, Nigeria. They bullied the hell out of this guy that he had to leave X space for them. And how was that working out? I thought with all the bully that you bully your opponent, or it wasn't even an opponent of the Obidient movement. It never even had anything to do with the Obidient movement. He just took a picture with the president, trying to push his own work that he's doing for the community. And the Obidient went after him and bullied him just because he had the audacity to stand with the president to take a picture. I don't even know if I should read some of the things that he said he reflected on. Okay, 5 kids, yeah, and then what happened? Okay, now these are the things I've been up to in the last 3 months. Okay, Cape Town, this is 10, right? Again, orphanage stuff, okay, fine, yeah. Spent more time on our chess innovation, yeah. Doing good stuff, privileged stuff, celebrated birthday with favorite people, okay, yeah. Who is this? Okay, Auntie Lola. Okay, fine. Yeah. So, yeah. Maybe at times, just leaving X. So you really forced my hand by leaving in the first place. Anyway, welcome back. Why? Also, no one said anything about leaving just sometimes away. Well, keep going today, keep going. Yeah, you came back because your recognition came from this same Twitter. Twitter amplified you. Come back and be humble. Leave Tinubu alone. You see what I said? I know you are Yoruba. Like these people are just so full of whatever. What does this mean? You came back because your recognition came from this same Twitter. Twitter amplified you. Come back and be humble. What do you mean come back and be humble? What does that even mean? Leave Tinubu alone. What? I know you are Yoruba. Like, who brought in tribal stuff into this whole thing? But leave Tinubu alone. Build the legacy you started from the slum and let your name echo generation. The guy just laughed. This is hilarious. Overestimating your importance, yet you are here. And let the dragging begin. When will you apologize for the visit, for visiting the president of the country? These people are just retarded. I'm telling you. Whatever they call themselves, they're just retarded. Apologize for visiting the president? The only man to beat them is taking picture. Who cares? Start blocking people again. Only block people that are disrespectful and negative. I mean, I think he has so much time to answer them today, and I guess that would be it. But it's back on Twitter. One of these days, maybe I'll also start becoming active on that space. It's so toxic. It's so toxic. That was what happened. That was what happened, bro. Yep. WC. Okay, there's another news that Ganduje and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is who I think will be the next Buhari, the way things are going for the North. I'm telling you. RMK to APC is pretty much a done deal. There's no slap record. Let's see. Wow, 2 gladiators meet here, man. I don't even know. These two are not really best of friends. Okay, these two are not really best of friends. But one thing I've learned from the northern side is that they always come together no matter what the differences are. They fight and then they come together. I can't say that of any other region. I can't say that of any other region. I don't know. Maybe it's not a good thing, right? Maybe it's not a good thing. I don't know. But I just feel like they fight with a unified vision. And not that they don't have disagreements, but they tend to kind of respectfully resolve their disagreements. Look at what is happening in PDP with WIKE and Sheyi Makinde and all of those. I'm just saying. But again, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, Kayamo also wants to wade in, and this is politics, right? Please indulge me to talk politics briefly today. I don't know why he wants to talk politics briefly today. This guy, I don't know. I think we should bring the Hatchet Act to Nigeria. But again, because this is a federal government worker. But again, it's Nigeria, so we're going to talk about politics. It is what it is. One significant thing we've all conveniently forgot to talk about in the just concluded ANAMBRA election is the distant sixth of the PDP. Yeah, that's true. I never spoke about that actually. Maybe I'm not a nice guy. I've been bashing LP because I expected more from LP. And the reason why people won't talk about PDP is that they don't even exist anymore in some realms, right? But that's true. That's true. We need to talk about PDP's colossal failure. I mean, they got 1,400 votes. Oh my God. Oh, what God cannot do does not exist. Man. PDP. How is the 60 years to rule Nigeria? How's that vision going? If anyone said about 10 years ago that this was what would befall the PDP in the Southeast, the person would have been considered a lunatic. But here we are. The simple lesson to all political parties, including the ruling APC. Yeah, APC too can fall tomorrow. And if they're not careful, they will fall. They are actually surviving on an injury time. That's for APC, and I mean it. Buhari was actually meant to have been the end of that party, but one way or the other, Tinubu is there right now. The simple lesson to all political parties, including the ruling APC, is that we all have to be extra sensitive to our diversity as a nation in order to survive. Nigerians are not fools. No party can take any section of this country for granted. Incidentally, this is our reality as a diverse nation of different ethnicity. We must recognize and live with it or be punished severely for ignoring it. PDP is now learning the hard way for ignoring it. The reckless abandon, and I digress here, the reckless abandon that PDP took Nigeria through. From the years of Obasanjo, I know people say Obasanjo did one thing or the other, but I must tell you, Obasanjo himself was part of the failure. Because what you look as a leader is not just what you did, but what comes after you. After Jesus Christ came Paul the apostles, came the disciples. Who is coming after you? And that's the question. Who came after? Who came after Obasanjo? Because the moment the guy left power, no matter the good things that he did, he didn't leave us with visionary leaders. The ascension of Yaradua, even though he knew that his health was failing and he was not up to the task, yet he still insisted that that was the person who was going to put on the nation, and also backed by a vice president that really don't have what it takes to rule. So how are we now surprised that we have Boko Haram? We have all of these menaces in the society. And that was what led us to a Buhari in 2015. And that also was calamitous because Buhari didn't have what it takes. Even though he was branded as the Messiah or the man that would kill corruption, corruption ballooned under Buhari. PDP is now learning the hard way for ignoring it. If you like, you can rant on social media from morning till evening about the backwardness of ethnic consideration in politics, but I'll rather let the ballot box do the talking. The problem of PDP in the Southeast started when, despite the region's unalloyed loyalty to the PDP through thick and thin, the party decided to ignore such a faithful people in 2019. The Southeast voters rightly reacted with venom, and the PDP has not been itself since then. However, sadly, those who twisted the PDP into such a sorry pass have all fled the party. to congregate in a new territory in gluttonous search for power, preaching all kinds of crap to hoodwink Nigerians. But majority of Nigerians are wiser and smarter than they think. They will also learn the hard way in 2027. In the end, nobody's is imposing a one-party state on the country. All the other opposition parties who think they can hoodwink Nigeria with bogus campaign rhetorics. Now, this guy is going political here, and that's the problem. I don't know why he has to talk about this, but again, I would finish reading it. All the other opposition parties who think they can hoodwink Nigerians with bogus campaign rhetorics without being sensitive to our diversity as a people will pay dearly for it come 2027. Well, let me go back to aviation. Well, you should have never left aviation. That was your job. I don't know why you are even waiting in, but there is no Hatchet Act in Nigeria, so it is what it is. Okay. Kaduna is trending. Kaduna governor urges states to lead Nigerian security fight with localized strategy. What is this? I schooled in Kwara Polytechnic, student Wada. Kwara Poly is the biggest polytechnic in West Africa. There are about 50 mosques in Kwara Poly, but just one chapel for Christians. Even inside the hostels, there are mosques. The Christian community begged the school authorities to give them a plot of land to build a chapel with their money. The school bluntly said no. FCS, NFCS, and NIFE share one church, and they are always having misunderstanding because one fellowship stays beyond the allocated time. I can fully understand that one. Because somebody is in the spirit and won't want to live. The likes of RCF, WCF, and DCF and co use classroom for service, and the school authority always cautioned them to stop it. Okay, so yara, this is just a long stuff. It is what it is. The Kaduna Peace model represents a thoughtful, locally rooted approach to build security through inclusion, dialogue, and community-led development by addressing the underlying cause of conflict and strengthening grassroots capacity. It has laid a durable foundation for sustainable peace. Its effectiveness continues to draw national recognition, inspiring other states to adapt, its principle in pursuit of their own stability. Can we talk about how Kaduna has now been relatively peaceful? Maybe not 100% peaceful, but relatively peaceful since that guy left.
It's another day for the distinguished lecture series of the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs. And this time, the Kaduna State Governor, Senator Uba Sani, is the guest lecturer. Addressing participants made up of members, reiterates that the issue.
Federalism means that states and the federal government must work together in harmony. They are not rivals or.
Professor Bola.
Let me go. Let me see if he has something to say.
Especially on matters of security.
Chairman of the NIIA Governing Council, Professor Bolaji Akinyemi, vouched for the governor's vision for Nigeria, going back to his days as an activist in the then NWOKO.
I know his belief and his vision for this country. I'm sure that when he joined NWOKO, he really wasn't sure whether he was going to survive the struggle, knowing the people we were fighting. But he thought, he believed that Nigeria was worth fighting for.
The governor's lecture is characterized by security interventions involving people participation in various aspects such as the Interfaith Council.
As a testament to its effectiveness, Kaduna has not experienced any ethno-religious crisis in the last 2.5 years.
What? So they're saying that the component is non-kinetic forces, peace building through Kaduna peace dialogue groups, negotiation, trust building and reintegration, kinetic measures resulting in, arrest, joint operation by security agency, 54 high-profile suspect was arrested in April 2025. Over 75 victims that month, and dismantling of criminal hideout. Community and infrastructure integration enhances local intelligence, upgrade surveillance. So again, El Rufai needs to come out and apologize to Kaduna citizens, especially the southern Kaduna citizens.
The governor refers to his strategy as the Kaduna Peace Model, a holistic approach to solving security challenges with people at the center.
Traditional institutions and local actors play a vital role in the peace building and sustainable development. In many communities, trust in formal security agencies is limited. Harnessing the legitimacy of traditional rulers and community leaders in peace building bridges this trust gap.
During the question and answer session, he addresses the need for community policing, which he says will help shore up the dwindling number of the Nigeria police. Comments and commendations also characterized the session.
Okay, which is good. I mean, that's it. Other states should learn. Other northern states should learn. I mean, and that's just it. Well, let's see this one.
Landlord, we have sitting in boss for crying out loud. You have not cried enough, sir. No man, they can't go to me. What dress it?
This is crazy. This is crazy. We're just having different iterations of what happened with WIKE yesterday. Again, it is what it is. There's another video, okay? Sammy and Regina, I think this is okay. So they went on a boat cruise after his brother was released, and that's that about that. Okay, look at this. What Rufai Hussaini said about Peter Obi before his gig was released.
Tinubu to step down for Peter Obi. With the way you're going.
Very well, very well.
At this rate that you are begging Jonathan, you are begging Atiku. At this rate, I'm sure maybe you probably beg Tinubu to step down for Peter Obi in 2027 because
not at all.
But that's what you're saying invariably. I mean, a lot of people have asked, what is wrong with Peter Obi competing in an open campaign? So can't he go ahead and face Atiku in an open primary? Because that's what some of the people against him normally say. That, you know, he wants everything to be done for him already and he just emerges. That he should go and campaign in an open campaign. And you said he has an impeachable record. People are saying against him. They are saying a lot of things against him. In a state, for instance, they are saying, you didn't turn the state into paradise. Some of the opposition figures against him say, you didn't turn the state into paradise when you were there. They are also talking about money that was kept in safe havens, although Mr. Peter Obi has come to explain himself on that, but these things keep coming up. They are also talking about his support for, groups and not be able to condemn activities of insecurity in the Southeast. A lot of people are also saying things like, oh, he didn't do as much as he claimed. He was also hypocritical in his time. So why is he being shielded? Why can't he be made to run in an open contest against Atiku Abubakar and the best man wins? Why are we begging everybody? That's why I say at this rate, maybe we'll probably beg Tinubu to also step down for him.
Well, again, that's an old clip. Just saying. Yeah, when Rufai Hussaini said about Peter Obi before his gig was still, let me see what's gonna happen. Ex-boyfriend stabbed my daughter 12 times. Lagos father. What? What is this? 4 hours ago. The father of a 23-year-old Deborah Omokri, who was allegedly stabbed to death by her ex-boyfriend. What? Wow. He explained that the suspect disguised as a dispatch rider gained access to the estate where Deborah lived under the pretense of delivering a parcel before attacking her. According to him, the deceased has ended the relationship about a year earlier due to its violent and toxic nature. He described the incident as a devastating loss. Wow, this is crazy. Wow.
He tore the net and jumped inside through there. He brought out his knife and started shooting her. Deborah will turn 30 on 17th of this November. It's very painful. I miss her in every way.
Wow. Wow.
1:59 p.m. my elder brother called me from Otukpo in Benue State. So when my brother called me that hour of the night, I knew something had gone wrong. So when he began to narrate that Juliet, his own daughter, called him and informed him that they don't know how to tell me this incident. They were afraid to tell me that Deborah had been in relationship with one Idoma guy, and along the line, the girl, the boy has been so, the relationship has been so toxic.
Wow.
Not book for any parcel. I didn't ask for anything. They went back. By 12 midday, another call with different number. They were calling with different numbers that they want to see Deborah. And that fateful day, the guy now called again around that kind 5. I said, Hope, how are you? Hope said, I'm okay. You said you were going, my sister now asked him, my daughter, I hope you said you were going to Port Harcourt, that you decided to move on. Are you still here? He said, he has not left. Then he now asked, where are you? Hope now said, I'm going to work. He said, what of Ada? Ada is going to work. It's only Deborah that is at home alone.
Damn. Wow.
That made him to have that confidence that now Deborah is alone at home. So this guy now, how he made his way into the room, because he did not pass through the door.
Wow,
Their door
crazy.
is iron door.
That's
he
crazy.
tore the net and jumped inside through there, grabbed the girl. Then he brought out his knife and started shooting her. I was in the autopsy room, in the mortuary.
I feel like, part of everybody, every parent, you just need to train your children on self-defense. And I understand that, there's the dynamics between a man and a woman when it comes to this thing, but at least some of these things are becoming handy. We live in an evil world. Very, very evil world. And you don't have to be ignorant. Again, unfortunately, this happened. Let me just say.
I saw the corpse of my daughter. We said when they rushed her to emergency unit of Lagos State University Teaching Hospital. If you see this guy, he looks so calm and quiet. And
those are the ones that you have to be scared of. Those that don't talk.
But it's poison.
Wow.
Up till now, the mother is still devastated. The mother is still rolling on a daily basis.
Wow.
I called her yesterday and said, please check your blood pressure, because the mother is in Makurdi. Just that I'm a man. All men have large hearts. That is why I'm still talking and I'm still like a human being. So I still feel it.
Wow. Man, it's an evil world out there. It's an evil world out there. Horrible hard to understand why people, especially men, can accept rejection and move on. You caused the breakup with your violence. She tried to escape from you. Now you went and killed her. Anyways, I remembered when this story went viral here. So pathetic. Why are courts delaying justice on this obvious crime? God, I beg you, when you break up, move on. Move on. Don't look back. The heart of human is really desperately wicked. Many are mad. Few are roaming. May God give this family the grace to endure his loss. This is painful. I mean, this is really painful. This is painful. I don't even know how these guys are feeling right now, but it is what it is. Let me see. The PDP is facing one of its toughest moments, yet court battles, defections, and clashing ambition have stalled this Ibadan convention, leaving opposition deeply divided and uncertain ahead. Convention, another court order throws PDP into disarray. What's happening? Another court order. Judgment throws tomorrow in Lamido Abuja's case. Ibadan court to hear another suit today with PDP. Wow. That's really crazy. That's really crazy. Now they want to charge capital gains tax. Capital gains tax for review, says Edun. What are these guys doing? Why do you want to start charging? Wow, this is crazy. We'll see what happens on this one. But again, it's just unfortunate. It is what it is. Let me see. NWOKO, Regina mother brought her to me. I never pursued her. I mean, there's been so many conflicting stories. One said she actually loved him with all her heart. Well, so now NWOKO is actually, at the end of the day, I think the father himself, I don't know. I mean, in all of this, said he want them. So I don't know why this is also like coming up again, but it is what it is. And when you talk about love, I hope these guys also know what they're doing. This one's, I hope they know what they're doing. This is Jarvis and Pella. There's no single love here. I mean, this is more of content creation. If you're talking about love, then I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, it is what it is. Yeah. This is my brother's workplace at home. He's a promising young man before the Fulani people killed him for no reason. What? I miss my brother so much. This is so unfair. We don't deserve this kind of cruelty. Lady continues to call for justice over the unjust killing of her brother by a group of Hausa Fulani men in Edo State. Edo State is just next door.
This was my brother's room.
Oh no.
This was his workspace. His PC is not here now because it's recently developed a fault since it has not been functioning for long, so I went to fix it. This was the solar panel he just brought. Yes, because his work needs constant. When he bought that, that solar battery.
In Edo State? What is the governor doing? That governor that cannot even read, that doesn't know how to speak English. And maybe you don't need to speak English to be a good governor, but I'm just saying.
But he messaged me on WhatsApp and he told me, because the previous one he bought got spoiled, he got burnt. Then he messaged me on WhatsApp and he told me, he showed me, said, I just go buy solar battery. This one sharp. Even 10 years time, nothing go do her. Even 10 years time, nothing go do her.
Wow.
When I opened my brother's laptop, after a few months this thing happened, there was nothing incriminating about my brother. Nothing incriminating about him. The only thing in his laptop were pending jobs he was here to finish for people regarding creating websites.
Or was a web developer?
He was not a cultist. My brother was not a cultist. On the day of his funeral, I still have videos from that funeral and images. It was just close family and friends that attended the funeral. Some persons came. He goes to the store money. My mom said when he's washing, he will.
So again, I don't know. These people are animals, so inhuman, and shouldn't live among us. I'm calling on the Edo State governor. My family has become a victim of this Aboki brutality. My innocent brother was killed in a gruesome and heartless manner by these Hausa men. We demand justice. They cry out. I still don't understand really the whole story in Edo State. The pain in our words show how deeply this tragedy has affected our family. Losing someone in such a cruel and senseless manner is unimaginable. Again, I don't even understand, like, what's the context to all this thing? This is a sad one. Edo State is in the south, right? This current Oba of Benin is the most shameless man I've ever seen. Not for once has he come out to condemn all this nonsense. We're rich to drag money matter with former governor regarding the newly built museum. You carry microphone. Wow. I'm ashamed of you. Yeah, so what's happening? Okay. So this happened actually, a grieving Edo woman detailing her brother's fatal beating on June 24, 2025 by Hausa Fulani men who wrongly accused him of bike theft while he en route to their mother's shop. What? Amplifying calls for the state government to expel such migrant and deliver justice. These incidents reflect escalating ethnic friction in southern Nigeria, where urban influx of northern laborers have fueled mob violence cycle, as seen in March 2025, Uromi killing of 16 northerners, and October 2025, okay, Benue clash, blah, 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 blah. This is crazy. This is crazy. Again, I'm going to move on. That's that about that. I'm seeing this. What? She met with this terrorist sympathizing guy. I don't even know what to make of this meeting, to be honest with you. I don't know what to make of this meeting, but again, I'm seeing this for the first time. I don't know what we all know that Peter Obi will. Oh, okay. No, I don't need to read that. Shey resemble Ojukwu and not Tinubu. Do DNA quick. Oh my God! What? What? Why would he say that? And it has 5 likes. Now we know why Gumi speaks with confidence. Exactly. I agree. Don't let anyone while you're on top Nigeria matter. Stay alive. Okay, now they went to bring Peter Obi's own, right? That's crazy. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. So this was a 2021 video showing Sheikh Tinubu, son of the Nigerian president, with Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, and alleged bandit leader during a negotiation meeting in Zamfara State, northern Nigeria, posted by vocal Peter Obi. But Peter Obi also took pictures with that guy. If we want to be sincere with ourselves, so it is what it is. Okay, guys. Aboki don't cash out on top Igbo Pupu. What was this? Okay,
Obedient, I'm here on ground zero. I call it ground zero because that is where the whole issue of election of Mr. George Moghalu will happen on the 8th of November.
Oh, so this was before
and
the
in that
elections.
case, I'm calling on every Obedient that this is our election and it is for us to lose. If we put our acts together and mobilize, support financially, physically, with material and all that it takes to ensure that this election becomes ours, please do it, because this is an obedient election, and I can assure you that Mr. George Moghalu will not behave in the same way and manner and all other defectees are doing. He will be an obedient governor because we are there for him when he needed us, and we support him to become the governor. So this will be our government. So go all out, support financially, physically, material, for all the way Mr. George Moghalu for Anambra State election. Thank you very much.
Did you notice something in this video? Did you notice something? There was no mention of the Labour Party. There was no mention of the Labour Party, and that's quite unfortunate. We'll take it up from here tomorrow. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate. If you've not subscribed, I would appreciate